And poof, just like that, the Epstein client list has vanished. So we're going to take a look at this. I'm going to look at a couple things that have been posted, and I know Elon Musk has been all over the case on this. He posted a pretty funny meme the other day about, I'm going to just switch over there now so you can see it. It says, we will release the Epstein list, and it's a guy putting on some clown makeup, says we just need more time, a little bit more clown makeup. Then the Epstein list is on my desk. Was that Pam Bondi that said that? And then finally, there is no Epstein list, and it's a full clown makeup on this guy's face. It's a hilarious meme. I really appreciated that. I think I appreciate most things that Elon Musk does, but I honestly did not see this coming. I thought this administration would be all about transparency. Maybe because it's weird, because the people that you think you could trust the most, like Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, like Pam Bondi, I've always been a little bit like iffy on her. I'm not 100% bought into her, but those other two guys, unless there is really no there, it is kind of weird that now it's just, there is no client list. Maybe it is, they're thinking the long game, like it could do more harm than good by releasing this. I honestly don't think there is no, like, then why did Epstein even go to prison and kill himself, supposedly? And then that other Ghislaine Maxwell or whoever it is that is still in prison, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. It's just kind of really weird. So I thought I would get more from, because you've seen the video. If you've seen the videos of Dan Bongino, he was, before he got into the FBI, got called up, got appointed and all that. He was in podcasting for a long time, and he was really just raking on all this and just saying, do not let it go away. Do not let this kind of just fly under the radar. Do not let people stop talking about it. And he gets in there, and now he's like, Epstein killed himself. There's nothing there. There's nothing to see here. I haven't seen everything he said, but it just seems he looks so different, But I honestly, I trust Dan Bongino. I just think it's kind of weird. Like, did he get there and then like he's like just scared straight or something? Did they do something to him? Because it is kind of freaky when you see the videos of Dan Bongino before he went into the FBI, and now he's there, and what he's saying now, he looks completely different. But it's really, really odd. And I don't know if he's not telling everything. I don't know if they've threatened him, if he's been scared about something, or because even Kash Patel, like, does like Washington change people this much that they get in? It's like, if I went in, would I be completely different? Would I, like, my eyes be open to things that, and like saying, if you don't really play ball, things might happen. It is kind of thought provoking. Like, when you think of, like, is the CIA, like, are they the supreme power up there that are the ones that, like, they're the ones doing things in the darkness, and that like they're keeping us safe, but like, how much power do they got? Do they got some even more strong power over the FBI, even over the president himself? Because you hear videos about President Nixon and like them talking to him, and the CIA director talking to him back in the 70s or whatever, and almost alluding to about the Kennedy assassination. And Nixon, he doesn't want to bring something up. He's like, he doesn't want to go down that rabbit hole because he knows there's something on the other side of the desk that has some power. Is this all conspiracy nut jobs theory, or is there something going on when you get there? Like, I mean, can they threaten you? Like, I mean, you can be threatened with your own life or whatever, but then are they threatening people like with their family or something? Like, are there people on this list that if it got out, our economy would tank? We would like go into World War III or World War IV, if we're already there yet. If we're past World War III, that happened in that one day or whatever. It's just crazy that, like, I thought like Donald Trump's administration would be all about transparency and just letting everything, throw everything to the wind, everything, caution to the wind. No, it doesn't matter. Just because I mean, they are the ones that like released all about the Kennedy files and all that. And I don't know if we've really had a smoking gun, So is there really, is it not, it doesn't make sense to me about the Epstein thing. It does not make sense whatsoever that now there's nothing, we'll close this file, all done. Because I think some people have power. There are powerful people out there they're untouchables. There's untouchables out there in this world. It feels like. All right, but I want to skip over to a little bit lighter note, a little bit sweeter note. We're jumping over to coffee. And I wanted to actually, you might like think, how do you get over to coffee about that? How do you switch from that to coffee? Is there ever a bad time for coffee? I saw a cool post from this guy. I'm going to butcher his name, but Ábris Babicz. I don't know. He says, and I think I've probably seen, I run across his feed a lot of times in my X. It's always so weird to not say Twitter, but he says caffeine is the #1 metabolism booster. Used right, it melts fat and suppresses hunger within minutes. But 90% of people use it wrong, causing chronic stress and energy crashes. Here's how to use caffeine correctly. And you haven't just skipped into a commercial, ladies and gentlemen. I just love coffee, and I'm going to talk about it because I want to. And look at that picture on the screen. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, because these are things I think are nice tips to know. Nice tips to know because a lot of people don't know. You don't know how to, you don't know how, if you treat your coffee right, it'll treat you right. All right. He says caffeine works fast, boosts dopamine and adrenaline, increases fat burning, suppresses appetite, but timing is everything. Used wrong, it wrecks sleep, raises cortisol, and drains your energy. So I agree with pretty much everything that this guy is just laying out there. There's a couple things I'm going to disagree, and it might be because of I can't stop drinking coffee. I can't stop it. I can't stop. All right. This is something I have taken to heart and I try not to do. It's do not drink your coffee too early. He says, do not have coffee within 90 minutes of waking up. Your cortisol naturally spikes when you wake up. Caffeine spikes it even more, leading to excess stress and an energy crash later. It also messes with your buildup of adenosine. I cannot pronounce that one. It says, don't just drink coffee, have some water too. I always think of it, I got my dehydrator as in my coffee, and then my hydrator as my water, and I gotta have both. I feel like Monk, if you ever watched the show Monk, and he felt at perfect peace when he was in a bed, and on one side of the bed was the air humidifier, and then on the other side of the bed was the air dehumidifier. And it's like they were working their magic, and he's in that sweet spot. And I think that's what having your coffee and your water will do. If you do it right, you got to have both. It says don't have coffee on an empty stomach. That is kind of odd. It says it's acidic and can damage your gut when you drink it without any food. Plus, when you're fasted, cortisol is higher, and caffeine will spike it even more. You feel wired, but it's your body's stress response, not healthy energy. Stop drinking coffee as early as possible during the day. See, he says don't drink it 90 minutes before. Once you wake up, let yourself get going, and then drink it after about 90 minutes after you've woken up. And then he says still try to drink it earlier in the day. And this is where I'm gonna have to depart from you, Ábris. I'm gonna have to depart. I can't. Because I could drink it before bedtime. But he says stop drinking coffee as early as possible during the day. You still have half of the caffeine in your system 6 to 8 hours after you have it. Afternoon coffee ruins your sleep. I don't like that. I like my afternoon coffee. Then you'll feel more tired, and the next day you'll want even more coffee. It's a vicious cycle. It says combine coffee with L-theanine. L-theanine increases GABA, G-A-B-A, I don't know, and alpha brain waves, which calms your brain but doesn't make you sleepy. Combined with caffeine, you have energy and focus, not stress. Take 100 to 200 milligrams of L-theanine for every coffee you have. L-theanine, it can do wonders. Get some of that in you. It says, take the right dose, never go about 300 milligrams of caffeine per day. Never go above 300 milligrams of caffeine per day. Who's measuring in milligrams and micrograms and all those kinds? I guess maybe we are. I just don't look at that. I don't look at the labels. Ideally, stick to around 200 milligrams per day. Excess caffeine long-term leads to poor sleep, chronic stress, adrenal fatigue, and even heart issues in the worst cases. Man, what? It says, cycle caffeine. The more caffeine you have, the more used to it you become. You take more risks, more side effects, and it has less effect anyway. Try only having it on weekdays and never on Try only having it on weekdays and never on weekends. Never. It says, if you love coffee, try a decaf coffee on the off days. There are no off days. But I don't mind decaf. I don't mind it. It's pretty good. It's good stuff as well. It says, bonus, coffee and caffeine aren't just for your metabolism and energy levels. One study found that drinking 3 cups of coffee or 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine per day lowers your risk of developing stroke, diabetes, heart disease by up to 48%. It says, the bottom line, caffeine is a miracle drug if you use it correctly. Cycle it, not on an empty stomach. Combine it with L-theanine. Never go above 300 milligrams per day. Only drink it in the mornings. Drink some water to stay hydrated. Not within 90 minutes of waking up. Man, that's some good stuff. I really appreciate it, Ábris. I really appreciate that. Anything about coffee, anything that can improve my knowledge base, and I hope that it was helpful for you. Drink coffee. You could say in moderation, wait 90 minutes after you wake up. And there's a lot of good stuff there. You can rewind this video and watch it over and over so you can get all those good stats and ideas that Ábris just gave us. So if you've enjoyed this video, I hope you have a wonderful day. And click into this other video, and I'll see you all on the other side. Peace all. I could see the cracks form in the paint, growing like a fire. What do I say? Can you see them? Can you see them?